2020. Nothing's gonna happen unless the Most High has it, because what we don't know the times.
No,
we don't know. Only the Most High knows when it's gonna happen. So say in 400 years, that's trying to say that we know that we don't know the times. It could be this year. It could be next year. I hope it's tomorrow. You know, I hope it's 30 minutes from now.
Yeah.
But remember, all the prophecies have to come to pass, and the mark of the beast hasn't been fully implemented yet. The RFID chip.
And the fullness of the Gentiles,
Man,
right?
reckless. Huh?
Something about the fullness of the Gentiles when they come?
The time of the Gentiles being fulfilled.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when, and then because what they want to do, they want to be like the Most High. So they want to chip everybody, and basically saying that they are the Most High, sitting in the throne of the Most High, right? Let me get this one real quick.
What about those?
Yeah, the 400 years is in Egypt.
They didn't stay at 400 years. They only stayed there like 215 years. It was enslaved. But if you look at 1619 and 2019, that's 400 years right there.
It is, but we were still.
They came to Jamestown.
We were still.
And the first 20 was free.
It wasn't. It's not all about. It's not all about Negroes. It's
Okay,
about all the tribes, right? Because yeah, you got to get that out, because I remember when that was going on, and yeah, you would hear that, and you'd be like, oh yeah, we're about to get out of here, right? But at the same time, that's not the truth. Yes, it happened to us in Egypt before, but let me read about it real quick, because they did. Because it said on that day, on that 400 year that they was there. Actually, they were in Egypt. Wait, let me read it real quick.
Yeah, it's 215 of them.
It says, Exodus 1:8. Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph, because Joseph was saved Egypt, basically. And he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come and let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply and come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land, right? Therefore they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens, and they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses, right? Let me go to the end real quick.
How old are you out here?
I'm just out here till I have to go to work.
I mean,
like to like 11 and them.
On Saggers. But I gotta go.
Really? Wait, let me get this. Salakia. I want to prove this real quick because I don't want that in your mind, and
Why is it so-called Negroes?
because that's what the Bible
happened in the Bible. Negroid.
Yeah, Negroid,
In
but
the Old
still,
Testament.
that's not who we are with the Judites. So, but it's really so-called, and then it's so-called Dominicans, so-called Puerto Ricans.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's not just so-called Negroes. Okay. Right here. It says Exodus 12 and 41. And it came to pass at the end of 430 years, because they were at peace for 30 years, right? When Joseph was there. Even the self same day it came to pass that all the hosts of the Lord went out from the land of Egypt, right? So if that was really for us right now, all of us, all the Israelites, would have to leave and have to go to Israel this same year. But that, you can tell that's not going to happen.
But there's another part now. I can't pinpoint it. I don't know the verse, but it says 400 years you will be afflicted. And after that, I should bring you out. There's another part.
That's in Genesis, and that happened right after.
But it was like 215 years when he was in there.
No, look right here. It says oh no. Right here. Now the sojourning of the children of Israel who dwelt in Egypt was 430 years. And it came to pass at the end of 430 years, even the selfsame day it came to pass, that all the hosts of the Lord went out from the land of Egypt. Because when they was there, they were at peace with the Egyptians first, right? And it was helping them with Joseph and them. Joseph was basically one less than Pharaoh, right? But when the new Pharaoh came, that's when they put the taskmasters on him.
One of Cush people or something.
The
Canaanites, I think. But anyway, but there's a section that says something about 400 years.
Yeah, that's what. No,
that's 430.
No, the first 30 wasn't. They weren't in slavery.
No,
they didn't have the taskmasters.
400. They actually say 400. I can't pinpoint that.
That's in
400. Might have been one of the prophets.
Yeah, that's it. No, it's in
It says 400 years, and after that, you should bring them out, and I would deal with those who bring you in captivity. Words to that effect.
It says right here.
400?
This is, Genesis 15 and 13. And he said unto Abram, right, before his name was Abraham,
Okay, yeah.
know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years.
Exactly.
That was the one in Egypt. Yes.
I don't go along with that one.
Because
that was 215 years in Egypt.
No, it says right here.
430 years, I mean. That's not 400, and God don't lie. And this is in 1619, we were still in captivity as slaves. That's when it started, up until this year here. That's 400 years. So we still on the bottom. We're still the tail and not the head.
Because look,
I mean,
there's no way if you got that mindset that you're stuck on that, there's no way you're gonna come out of it.
It just proves. It just speaks for itself. It was a 215 year somewhere in Egypt. And the 430, but he says 400. He said you be taken away on ships. That's America. Took it slavery and brought to America. Your women would be sold.
It's not for America though.
Okay, but I got to go.
Look, let me read this real quick. This is the Exodus at the top.
All right.
Now these are the names of the children of Israel, which came into Egypt. Every man in his household came with Jacob. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Benjamin, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher. And all the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls, for Joseph was in Egypt already. And Joseph died and all his brethren and all that generation, right? Mm-hmm. And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly. So you see they're in Egypt and there's no bondage or nothing. They're just increasing, right? Increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceeding mighty, and the land was filled with them, right? That was at 30 years, right? Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. That's when it started. That's when that 400 years started. And then it was going until they came out of Egypt.
What about how you explain the ships then that was carried over by ships?
Look.
All that. They put in they would build houses and stuff like that. And how do that all time together? They said you build, they would be carried away to a faraway land.
This is Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Yeah. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Egypt. That word doesn't mean the country.
Yeah, not the country, but bondage. Yeah. Right. Again with ships. Exactly. Right. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, your homeland, basically. Yeah. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Nobody's going. Nobody's going to take you out of this thing, but when Yahawashi comes back, that's when he's going to take us from this place. Right. But it's not going to be in 400 years because our people were in slavery before 400 years. Okay. They were. And you can do it.
I got to do some more studying on it. I'm going to get me some books. I'm just going to I grew up in a Christian church all my life.
And we was all in the Baptist.
I never seen the Bible the way I see it now. Really speaking to us. I didn't realize that all that time, all those years. Mm-hmm. Because now I was awakened, and I'm glad I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I see it in a different light now.
Let me see. I just really want to get this point across that we were. Well,
there's a lot of people that's teaching that, and even in the Israelites. I mean, you got the timetables and everything mapped out. The red moon and all this and that going on. And to me it makes sense because it was it came on
there's the only people that can fulfill those prophecies. We're the only ones that can fulfill those prophecies.
Exactly.
The curses.
And those prophecies, if you look around, that's us.
Exactly.
Right.
We're the ones that, like the curse said, that most of us don't have the father in the house.
Right.
Single parent. Wait, let me read this. This is the prophecy we feel, which I was reading before. Daniel 9 and 11. Yeah, all Israel has transgressed thy law, even by departing. Right. So departing being those Gentiles. Yeah. Fleeing from the Lord and serving with these other nations, trying to be like these other nations. That they might not obey thy voice, therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses to serve the Most High, because we have sinned against him. I just thought of a good precept talking about this 400 years thing. Okay. Saying it. All right. Right here. This is Acts 7 and 17, because what we read about how the Most High swore to Abraham that they would be in the in slavery for 400 years. So this is Acts 7 and 17. But when the time of the promise drew nigh, which God hath sworn unto Abraham, that's talking about the 400 years, the people grew and multiplied in Egypt, till another king arose which knew not Joseph. The same dealt subtly with our kindred, and evil entreated our fathers, so that they cast out their young children to the end that they might not live.
What is that, Acts?
Yeah, Acts 7. This is
Read
when
that again.
Stephen. It says Acts 7 and 17. But when the time of the promise drew nigh, which God hath sworn to Abraham, the people grew and multiplied in Egypt, till another king arose which knew not Joseph. The same dealt subtly with our kindred, and evil entreated our fathers, so that they cast out their young children to the end that they might not live.
No, you said something about the 400 years.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I mean, you actually said the word, didn't you?
No, I didn't say the word.
Oh.
I thought I see it in here, but it might be at the end here.
What's that site again?
Oh, YouTube.
Yeah.
So you go to Greatmillstone.
Greatmillstone?
Yeah, I can show you the apostles and elders. Really, the ones that really set this up. First, it was Abba Bivens, which is Elijah coming back in the Malachi, right? But from there, it's the other apostles like King Mashal, which is who we believe is King David in the reincarnation. And from there, Ariel, and then it's the apostles and elders of Greatmillstone. You see it?
Yeah.
Let me show you this one. This is
I got to go here, man. I really got to go.
Okay.
I put it up.
You put it on there?
I put it on there.
So yeah, study, and I'm gonna be here.
I'm
so
studying. I mean, I got some books from Barnes and Nobles. I'm going.
Exactly, Barnes and Nobles got it.
I'm in Richmond County. Okay,
Remember this right here. This is a good one to get.
What is that?
All the names in the Bible, right? Because it's gonna tell you things, because there's omen nomen, right?
I mean, what names you talking about?
Like
God's name?
Like Jerusalem, it'll give you background information in them.
Okay.
You know, like any name in here. Like David, so it'll tell you about things that you won't really, you would
you won't
go into detail from there.
All names of the Bible. Okay.
Alexander, like the names of places, because remember it's from